Keep it real with you, I've been in the field in position. Look, hey, I've been trill, you can tell by how I feel when you with me. Look, wave, tell me. Keep it real with you, I've been in the field in position. Look, hey, I've been trill, you can tell by how I feel when you with me. Look, wave, tell me.
It's Sweetie C, your Sweetie C with lots of love. What's up? How you doing today? I hope everyone is having a blessed day. Welcome to another segment of Yo, What's Up, where the topic is a mother without boundaries on social media. And I'm going to welcome my co-host, I said what I said, to the segment. Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Pretty good. That's Mr. That's what I said.
And I was like looking at that, I was like, oops, I don't keep saying I said what I said, but it's Mr. That's what I said. How you doing today?
Pretty good. How about your day? How about yourself? It's been a real interesting day.
Yes. It has been an interesting day. Yeah, I was at my mom's earlier, been going back and forth. So afterwards I gotta go back to my mom's because I accidentally left my work laptop there.
Uh-oh.
So
Uh-oh.
I'm like, ooh.
Do it tonight or do it in the morning. Gotta get up early.
And I'm not going to get up early. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it tonight. Yeah. So how's your day been going?
Oh, it's awesome. We've been working on building the Black community most of the day. So hey, it's been good. Just
That's
got
what
off a call. Financial literacy, putting together financial literacy for the community. So hey, it's great.
we need it.
Yeah.
We definitely need it. And some of us don't need it, but those of us who don't need it can help those who do need
We, we,
it.
we all need it because it's not staying stagnant. One of the conversations that we talked about is cryptocurrency. That is
Mm,
that is a whole thing that is evolving as we speak. So we all need it because that is an emerging instrument, worldwide instrument. So it's not going away. It's not
mhm.
going away. So we got to figure out how to participate or get left out. Us trying to figure out what was kicking in the 1980s ain't gonna help us much next year.
Facts. Because I really don't know much about cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of money to be made there, but it's also, it's like it's a little bit of the wild, wild west, but high risk, high returns. So you got to figure out. We had to figure out how to participate. We got to stop being left out. So we got to figure out
Right.
how to participate.
Yeah. It's yeah, because I'm not familiar with cryptocurrency at all,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So when we have that meeting, then hey, you're gonna be on that one, and then we can do a follow up We can do a follow up on this show about it. So hey, we can make it a thing.
Yes, 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 yes. So we're gonna be talking about, did this mother go too far regarding her son's privacy on social media. And before we get into this, because we actually have a clip, so I'm going to show a clip a little bit later. But before we get into it, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
What are your thoughts about social media?
My thoughts. All right. Make it a little bit more specific.
Like, how? Okay, so is social media a safe place?
It's a public place, so it is as safe as you are in public. Probably less safe, because in public the threat is in your immediate vicinity. Is in most cases what you can actually see, and online the threats are far greater. And I'm sorry, I think about threats. so it's far greater. They could be people in Yugoslavia, or somebody in China, so they can be far, far away from you. So no, I don't think it's a safe place. It's a public place. It's a global public place.
Social media what social media could be a safe place, but I just don't think there's enough regulations, and I don't think there's enough defining of boundaries. Like, it shouldn't be too strict, but at the same time, it should be boundaries.
Yeah, I'm a small regulation type of guy. I don't think you can regulate people to. You can't regulate good behavior. You can only punish the behavior that you don't like. So, I don't necessarily think regulate. I mean, yeah, people gonna do what people gonna do, right? I mean, everything under the sun has been done many, many a times, and there hasn't been one law that has stopped anything from happening. You can inform people, you can threaten people, but the minute the internet became available, people put porn on it. Porn has been the number one engagement on the internet from the time they start counting. They just don't tell you that.
So when you say porn, because I don't really see a lot of porn sites on YouTube, unless
you don't.
But then again, I don't go looking for them either. So.
Go Google it. Go Google it. The number one engagements is on porn.
I guess I was thinking about YouTube more so, but social media, period. Yeah, I can see where there's porn sites, but those are sites you pay for, right? Majority of the time.
Not anymore. They are there, yes, but
Well, I mean, I guess porn sites are for certain adults. I mean, it's not like, I'm just referring to. I mean,
I just said it to say you can't.
It's like to each his own, but I mean, if you're not hurting nobody, and it's consensual, and people, I feel like when it comes to social media, you have the right to not watch. So if that's not something you're into, don't watch. And so I feel like that's not really saying it's not a safe place. I just feel like there's just boundaries even within that. It's like,
yeah, I'm just.
You have to have. I mean, there should be consequences for certain actions, because if it affects others, then that's an issue to me. You know what I'm saying? Is if it's something that just affects that person, cool. That's your business. But when it becomes something that affects me, then I feel like, okay, see, you crossed the boundary because I don't know you, or even if I didn't know you, like let's
Yeah.
uh
If
let's
it was
develop
that
some boundaries because everybody's different, you know.
if it was that simple, we wouldn't have law libraries. Okay. so I
It
understand.
could be all it could be that
I
simple.
hear, I hear what you're saying. It's just everybody, the most basic definition of freedom is your rights end where mine begin. Okay. But if it was that simple, we wouldn't have law libraries. We wouldn't have all this lawsuits. And all I'm saying is, it is a public space, and what's wrong is more has to do with morality than it does what's wrong. And people's morality is differs based on person, based on gender, based on age, based on geographic location, based on religion. And to say we're going to make the internet better with regulation, I'm not sure if we made anything better with regulations, to be quite honest with you, right? Um, you can do some things, and over time it impacts people, right? But social media is freedom of speech. I actually don't want Mark Zuckerberg deciding what he thinks right. That dude's weird. That dude, I can tell you right now, his morality does not line up with mine, and I don't want him to be the judge or the arbiter on what I say on here is right or wrong. That dude is weird. Um,
I just feel like, but that to me is like it should be boundaries based off of the individual that it affects, you know. And if there were constant consequences that were more geared towards those who actually did the offense versus innocent individuals, then I feel like it will deter more
yeah,
people from that behaving in certain
yeah.
behavior. Well, it would deter people, and it does. I mean, is it going to be 100% perfect? No, nothing is 100% perfect. But when you just have a bunch of chaos, you know, and no one has boundaries,
Yeah.
it creates issues.
I, I understand the idea. I'm just talking about the practical implications. For example, I see people every day complaining on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or Facebook. You banned my post, and all I did was reposted what somebody else did, and the original one is still up.
I agree with that. That's like I said, it's misplaced.
But so the whole, hey, we're gonna make it better, we're gonna make it safer. That in reality, I, I'm just saying in practical terms, most of the time, in my opinion, it just don't work out. Policing is supposed to make things better, right? I mean, why they kill so many people? They kill over 2,000 people a year. They're supposed to protect people, right?
There, it's abusive. There's no their boundaries. They're crossing the boundaries. There needs to be
But
a
they are the
boundary.
boundary. But they are the boundary.
No, their actions.
But
There
they're
has to
supposed
be a
to.
boundary with where it comes when it deals with their actions. You can't
So
just you shouldn't just be able to just infringe on someone who's not doing anything to you. Like,
correct. You should not. That makes sense, but it
and if
happens
you
all the
do,
time.
there should be consequences. Now, it should be whatever the consequence the person you
And so you
decides to.
hope the person that's enforcing the consequences actually do their job right. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, we digress. But yeah. So anywho, so we're talking about social media. The reason why we're talking about social media is because I have a clip. Let me see if I can pull up this file real quick. And it's from it's not recent, but we're going to talk about it now. And before I pull this file up, let me go ahead and read this disclaimer.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Yeah.
Don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't get fired.
I pay attention. I pay attention. Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing not nonprofit educational personal use tips to balance in favor or fair use. So this is my little disclaimer, y'all.
I heard you say it.
A little stumble, but that's it. It's gonna work. Okay, so let me see. Oh, don't tell me it's not gonna play. Okay, let's see if I can find it. So I know what I can do. I know what to do. Okay, give me just a second.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay. Let's see if this works. Ah. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. Oh, it didn't work. Dang, I can't play the video. Okay, so I'm going to play the video from my phone. Are you able to pull it up?
That's a good question. I would need to go to, hold on, where you sent it to me, or I sent it to you. Let's see.
Actually, I have another.
Yeah, I probably should have said the link again. I didn't do that.
I got it. It's right here. I just sent it to you via text. Or still you want me to do a messenger?
Yeah, messenger would be better.
Okay.
And under the bed, I found this.
Okay. Y'all, shout out to my bestie, my best friend. Girl, where you watching me at?
All right. All right, so I will put this back to the beginning and pause it. And we shall share my screen.
All right, y'all. So we fixing to check this video out. Appreciate your patience.
And I want to share. All right. So we'll see how this works.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. There we go.
Thing. And under the bed, I found this, which is a squishy, sticky thing that I think is a pussy. And I think he's been sticking his little penis in it and using this. His Stroke It Right Jack Off Cream. And sticking his little penis in his fake little pussy. And under the bed, I found this, which is a.
So that's the clip there.
She was having a key over that.
Yes.
Now, if she knew her son was using that, why is she touching it?
It looks all wrong. It looks all wrong. And my thoughts immediately went to, what if a man did anything similar to that for a female going through puberty? Because if you go through the comments, there are some that's absolutely saying, hey, she's wrong, but then there's others, they're laughing right along with her. And it just really, there's a disparity in how we look at men's issues or boys' issues versus females' issues, right? That's why I feel as a man, right? And I could be wrong, right? But it feels like, there's jokes. There's always jokes associated with men going through puberty. Oh, you had a wet dream. Ha 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 ha. Oh, you walk around here with your little thing hard. Ha 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 ha. The whole sensitivity towards the transition of life that happens as a teenager, in my opinion, seems to be taken way more seriously for females than it does men. And that video is just an extreme example of it, in my opinion. I don't think that is what most women would deal with it. That's just I think that's an extreme example of something that is still real. I was sitting there like, this is just terrible. This is that boy. That boy's. I start extrapolating that in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
All the other things he's probably going through with her, as he's just trying to make it through life. He's trying to make it through life as a teenager. And if she behaves that way on that issue, oh man, what about the less sensitive issues that happen? He ain't no telling what he's hearing. He's getting, he's probably getting traumatized, but that one thing is traumatizing enough. I don't know. But what do you think? When you look at that video, what comes to mind for you?
Well, when I seen that video, I was like, that was extreme. First of all, I was like, well, kudos to the young man, because he found a way to figured it out on his own. Unfortunately, I figured out that he figured it out on his own too. So
like, you got to know about it.
Yeah, like, ain't my business, but okay, So it's sad. It makes it, and then I also started thinking, I wonder, is that a household full of jokes? Some families, they're very joking. I wonder if he really got offended, or is he like I don't know, because he does receive a lot of support, because it was definitely embarrassing. I definitely feel like that wasn't something that I should know about. I should know about that. In my family, I feel like my mom, if she, I should ask my brother. I should ask my mama too. But like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about.
Look at that. And you grew up in the house with her.
Yeah. So, and that's not something I would want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never crossed my mind, like, what his puberty issues were.
Right.
Anywho, I worry about my own thing, So it's very um that was very interesting, Some um I wonder do a lot of mothers joke about that, when their son goes through puberty, you know? And I imagine there are some young men out there who may feel as though they are embarrassed about it. They probably may not want to talk about it, and especially don't want everyone to know, how they.
I feel confident saying all young men are embarrassed about it. It is nature. It's
Mhm,
not something you have control over. It's hormones. It's DNA. It's how your body works. It's not just waking up with an erection. I
mhm,
have an erection most of the day, right? And it's not. It is. It's when I stand up. Is anybody gonna see this, right? And is somebody gonna make fun of me? Yeah,
mhm.
I think most most young men are going to be embarrassed during that time period. It is, and I'm going to say this, and because that's what I said. It is no less than when a woman is going through puberty at the same age. It's no less. It is no less embarrassing, no less awkward. We may not deal with it the same way women deal with it, but it is no less. It is no less embarrassing or awkward.
Uh, I don't even. So is that a conversation that guys have?
Nah, man, you figure it out. know, you know, there's certain things. You really. It's only one way. It's only a few ways to deal with it, and it don't take you long to figure it out. You get a lot of bad information from all your peers,
Mhm.
but I don't think nope. I don't think any man didn't figure it out. Right, this thing been like this for too long. What do I do about it? Oh, it feel good when I touched it. Oh, I'm gonna keep on doing that again, and so
I'm excited
it,
to
it,
introduce
it's a
my.
lot of natural. I think it's a lot of natural things. I mean, uh, there's probably a healthy way to have a conversation about it, but I don't think any man is doesn't figure it out in a very short period of time. Whatever age it start happening for you. Somebody pat you on the back and say, "Hey, it's okay. That's natural." And then you kind of go on with life.
Right? Uh,
But we don't
so
want trauma. We don't want trauma to happen, right? Little girls shouldn't be traumatized as they're going through puberty, and nor should little boys be traumatized as they're going through puberty.
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'd like to give a shout out to Phyllis. Yo, we've been on this and we've been, doing our live, right?
Yeah.
And I received a text that I'm not live.
Oh, well, there you go. It's a live.
Right. But I forgot I had put it in private, getting ready.
Perfect. Perfect. Hey, this is going to be edited, so we can edit out the long thing to get to the video, and this part too.
So I'm sorry about that, y'all. I didn't realize it was on private, but we shoot, man, y'all missed some good combos. That's some good combos. Okay, that's all. You can always rewind back. Um, yeah. So, what's the last thing you said? That kind of
No, I was just saying about trauma, right? We don't
right.
want to go through trauma,
Mm-hmm,
and me from my perspective, right? For just
mm-hmm,
I've also been a single parent, right? A single parent of a girl
mm-hmm,
who looked at me with them big eyes that helped me understand what's going on. And
mm-hmm,
I couldn't say I don't know. I had to go learn, right?
mm-hmm.
So I don't have a whole lot of forgiveness or understanding for a woman not doing the same thing for their son.
So, do you think it's because she wasn't learning, or do you think it's because she's not really aware of what
Yeah,
she's
it's
doing?
ignorance. Yeah, ignorance.
I
And
mean, is it
insensitive and being insensitive.
insensitive?
Ignorance, yeah, insensitive and ignorant, right? She looks at him as other, and she oh, this is funny, right? But let's think about this. You see jokes like that in movies. You see it's not abnormal to make fun of puberty for men. I mean that's not the first time we've heard this sort of thing, right? It is
Mhm.
that is a normal. It's not normal, but I mean that happens a lot. So it's not unheard of.
Right. And so, okay, so for those of you who just joined in the live, which is probably everybody because it was on private, we had already shown the video, but we will show the video again. Let me just say that if you have any young children, this is not appropriate for them, unless adult is in a room and you're discussing this. But this is at a time where adults should be having this conversation. I'm just saying. So, but anyway, but we're going to play the video again
All
and
right,
kind of so you'll know what we're talking about.
all right. I'll play video again. Let's see.
Okay.
Here's
Thank you.
sound.
All right, let me add it to the stream.
Ready?
Right.
And under the bed, I found this, which is a squishy, sticky thing that I think is a pussy. And I think he's been sticking his little penis in it and using this. His Stroke It Right jack off cream. And sticking his little penis in his fake little pussy. And under the bed, I found this, which is a squishy.
All right. So that's what we're discussing. I guess we can both agree that was a little inappropriate. It could have that could have been left off of social media.
Yes. But the behavior, though, I mean, she is totally tickled by this scenario. I mean, that and if you go through the comments, is other women like kikiing with her. Not all by any stretch of imagination, but a lot of people condemning it and saying, "Hey, she shouldn't do that. She shouldn't embarrass them." I mean, I don't know about the current generation, but I'm gonna tell you, when I was coming up, you could walk out the door with too much snot on your face, and then they call you snot for the next 15 years. So imagine what this video. I mean, this stuck. I mean, he got to deal with this as he's dealing with the fact that he want to talk to girls. Now imagine this, all that trauma that's gonna hit him, of the embarrassment that everybody know about it, and depending on his personality, he will determine how he deal with those punches that come his way. All right, like you had said, hey, that may be a joking household. Yep. In them four walls, it may be all jokes and games, but I promise you, I doubt it was jokes once he got to school, and people at school found out about it.
Right? And because, well, I just know if it was something that was going on in my school, be like, yo, dog, why your mama have to do you like that?
Laughing just like that. You'll be laughing just like that.
Yeah. Why your mama have to do you like that? So it was definitely inappropriate. I felt it was definitely inappropriate. I mean, like I said, it's something I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it's a little key, but I feel like why am I laughing and turning off? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I have to see this? Like, why am I looking at this?
Yeah.
So the people arms and outdoors, what's up? That was an awful thing to do.
Yeah. And it kind of kicks into the broader issue of, men's health, women's health, what's taught, what's not taught, what's taught cross gender at that age versus the, during the 80s went through this big, well, you can't teach my children about this. Well, teach the girls separate from the boys. Well, you know what happened with all that? Girls don't have an idea what's going on with boys, and boys don't have an idea what's going on with girls.
And they figure it out if they have kids of their own.
If they figured it out then, I promise you, I was an adult before I really started understanding some things that go on with women's cycle. Honestly, I didn't figure it out until I had to explain it to my daughter.
Wow.
I'm just be totally, I was in my 30s. Then I started doing a rewind. Man, I think I done had a whole lot of issues because I didn't understand what was going on. A whole lot of issues. Why she was super horny this week, and then next week she don't want to touch me. Now I'm pissed off.
You see?
Did nobody explain it to me?
Yeah. It's not a conversation that happens in a lot of Black community homes. It's more of a taboo type of shh. You know what I'm saying? Let's not talk about this.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see. And it still is. I mean,
yeah,
it's an embarrassing conversation. It is definitely an embarrassing conversation.
Yeah, we gotta move past that when it comes to family, though. Trust me, I was extremely uncomfortable having conversations with my daughter about this. Okay, nothing comfortable about it, but it had to be done. It couldn't. I couldn't. There was no way to talk about it. So I see someone and it said, you never asked any females in your household. No, there was my mother, my dad, and me and my brother. No, there was no indication for me to have these conversations in my household at all. Never.
And it's like my brother. I never talked to my brother about puberty to him, and he never discussed it to me. That's not I'll be honest, that's not a conversation me and my brother have had. And now as far as my mom, I do know my mom and my brother, they're close too. They've had conversations. So he it's weird. I feel like my mom can talk to my brother a little bit more than she communicates with me. So a lot of times I didn't even come to my mom about a lot of issues because I was just embarrassed about a lot of stuff.
Yep. So I see somebody say, what about in school, sex education? And so when I came up, sex education, when there was big debates going on about what could be taught in school and what could not be taught in school. And they really only touched the very, very top parts of it. It was glossing over it and be told. I remember sitting in the classroom. Okay, I remember sitting in the classroom. It was taught by the girls' coach, the girls' basketball coach. It was taught by the boys' coach. It was two parts to the class. It was one class where it was just the boys. It was one class where it was just the girls, and then it was a blended class. And they basically hit just the very surface of it. There was no discussions about really what happened. It was all physical. It was all the physical part. And that didn't go that deep, but the biology of it and what happened with the emotional parts, both for boys and girls, how it impacts you, how it impacts your thinking, how it impacts your development, how it impacts how you feel on a day-to-day basis. And that part didn't get explained. They didn't say, hey, as a little boy, you're gonna walk around with an erection most of the day during that time period. But that's what was happening. So that part of education just went there because it was just so sanitized. And I personally don't think something that is so human, it's not like there's different humans walking around. It's only one set of humans, and we just treat it like somehow it's not gonna happen to you, right? It's almost like, hey, we ain't gonna explain to you how taking a shit is, right? Because every human gotta take a shit, but it's like, we ain't gonna teach you that. Don't worry about it. you know, we should teach it. It's a very human thing going through puberty. So,
well, I would say like I've had discussions on like how to deal with what to do when I'm going through it. But when you say like emotional, how you emotionally feel, how to deal emotionally with, my feelings, that part is what I really didn't discuss because I really didn't know
right.
if it was an emotional thing or not. Miss People Arm says their mother told them everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's for me, it's just I just say it's just more of the emotional discussions. Like, how are you
Yeah.
feeling today? Is it, it's like, girl, you better get up and go to school.
Yeah. I mean, after what I've learned later is, going through puberty, that is a chemical imbalance that you're dealing with. In that human being, their brain, there's a mental chemical imbalance that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, because we don't explain it that way, we have people walking around thinking they weird, thinking, what's wrong with me? It's actually natural, but we don't explain it to them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I think, personally, I ain't no doctor or nothing, but I stayed at Holiday Inn Express one time. I think, that deals with teenage suicides, pregnancy, weirdness, people, sexuality, confusions about how they feel about everything. Well, during that time period, you're just not normal. You got to get through that before you get to a normal place.
Yes. Y'all just hey Ro, how you doing? What's up, family? Yo, what's up? I just dropped the link. If anybody wanna chime in, you're more than welcome. Yeah, it's more of emotion. I was talking to so I was talking to my homeboy about it, right? And he was telling me, his son's going through it. And I was like, so did you have a conversation about it? He's like, no, I have no conversation about it. He said, now if he comes to me about it, then of course, then I'll talk with him. But until then, there's no reason for me to have a conversation about it. I just know, but so I feel like that's kind of how it was like my mom, like, I know, no, I wasn't like that because we had conversations about how to handle it, what to do. But as far as like different emotions, like, feelings of, like, what do you do when you get the urge? They think women don't get those urges at a young
Boom.
age.
That is huge, what you just said. That is huge. And all media talk about horny little boys walking around here, and little boys want to have sex, and blah, 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 blah. I've polled my friends before, and every last one of us, the first time our first sexual encounter was initiated by the girl. Now, I ain't telling you when you want to happen. But it's like society tells you, nah, little girls, they don't get horny. No. It's just them little boys trying to do something. And it's not true. Hey, Rosa, yo. I mean, and we got to take the taboo out of some of this stuff. I mean, some of this stuff is not controversial. I mean, I get somehow they pulled out the Bible to make some stuff controversial. Don't know how they got out of it, some of this stuff, but this is just biology. This is just being a human being, and it just really shouldn't be that controversial, right? It should just be, taught. It should be kitchen table stuff. It should be school stuff, and it shouldn't be that big deal. Everybody shouldn't have to walk around feeling weird because they're going through puberty.
Absolutely. Let's see.
And your mother shouldn't get on social media showing how you figured out how to deal with it.
Right.
On your own, talking about, I think this is a little rubber pussy playing with. Well, you ought to be happy then you go out there and make you a grandma. So, that's the good thing. He obviously got to deal with it, and he figured it out. I can't hear you.
I know, I just pressed mute. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to connect your mic before you can come on. Hit the link and then you have to turn your mic on.
So I see Ms. Smith says the convo is deep. There was a little conversation in the house growing up. My mother told me what was, and I was scared of her. I mean,
yeah, everyone, it wasn't even like a consistent conversation amongst households. Some people were scared. Like, don't do that. But I mean, the young man did what he was supposed to. He
did what he was supposed to do.
I mean, I won't say he did what he's supposed to do, but I mean, he did it safely.
Yeah, what else you want him to do?
I mean, so I'm like, kudos to the young man for that, but I just didn't want to see it. I didn't want to know his name. I didn't want the visual, just like, it's a young boy. I don't want to see all that.
Yep. And I think the other thing that the human part of it that doesn't get talked about enough as well is people have different levels of boys have different levels of testosterone, girls too, different levels of testosterone and different levels of estrogen. And that impacts how your urges. It greatly impacts your urges. You can't look at one boy and say, hey, everything with him, he didn't go through this, so this next one do. Now, but this next one started growing a beard at 12 years old. So guess what? His testosterone is way higher. So I can tell you he's going through a whole lot of other stuff if he's growing a beard at 12 years old, right? And we just don't talk about it. We act like we gotta hide it.
Yeah, it was now let me ask this question. If it was a young man that put it on social media himself, would that have been better?
So I personally can't think of a scenario where that would happen, but everything is on social media today. So I think it'd be more one of his friends maybe found a video and then they posted it, something like that. But no, it wouldn't have been no better, right? It's something that I don't think it necessarily should be hidden, but it's not for public. That's a household consumption thing, not necessarily, hey, let's put it out on social media sort of thing.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, we don't do that. There's no way my mom would ever put anything. No, she doesn't even.
Yeah, that's a household thing.
But yeah. So let me I like to ask these.
Oh, here we go. I'm about to get fired. I'm gonna answer the question wrong. I'm about to get fired. Stay on the job.
So y'all, we got an out of the box question coming up. Toilet paper over or under?
You know what? If you're talking to me, you ought to ask if it should be on the roll or not even at all. Because I may not even. Hey, it may be empty on the roll and the brand new one sitting on the sink.
Toilet paper over under. You say yours may not even be on the roll. I say it has to be over because I like to pull it down.
You put it down.
Someone said under. How you pull it if it's under?
You pull.
I don't get it. I like it over because I want to just like stroke it. I don't want to try to pull it up and get it.
Yeah.
So
I've honestly never thought about that. I'm ambidextrous. I'm ambi toilet paper. How about that?
I say over. Yeah, I say toilet paper over.
It tears better if you pull from under. Pull it over. If it's over, it's gonna take more energy to tear it. You pull it under. If you pull it from under, you can tear it easier.
It's already dropped down. No, I still have to look for it. I'm thinking this way would be. Look,
Where did you come up with this question?
This would be over. This way, I'm trying to think like when I draw down, that's over. But when I'm pulling up, that's under.
Correct.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have another question.
What you got?
People of Arms says it's like a tail hanging. The People of Arms and Outdoors. Y'all make sure y'all go check her out on her website. All right, y'all. So, what question would you ask the president? What one question would you ask the president if you had a chance?
The president? Oh my goodness. I mean, he don't know nothing. I wouldn't ask him anything. That dude get told everything. He don't know nothing. But so all right. So I'm a deflect. So I've met with a number of politicians over the years, and I can confidently tell you that no matter what question you ask, you will get a lot of talk and no answers. They have mastered the art of filling up space with talk and not telling you anything.
Yes.
Not telling you one thing whatsoever. I think. All right. I got one. All right. I done came up, not deflected long enough. Come on, one. I would ask him. When you went through South Carolina and promised all those black people all the stuff you was gonna do for them in order to get their votes and get their electors out of South Carolina, because that's the only time Democrats actually focus on black issues is when they go to South Carolina in the early part of the election. Since you have not delivered on any of those things, do you agree that they should not vote for you again? Yes or no? That would be my
valid question.
I promise you, he would not answer yes.
If you didn't do nothing you said you're gonna do,
one thing. Not one thing. All them church meetings he went to. I think he went to a cookout. I think I saw him dancing at somebody's something.
He even went and got him a little a mask and during the
we didn't get police reform. We didn't get anything on voting rights. Whatever section of Build Back Better that they claim we were going to get out of it.
I just want my reparations.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
I was like, how you have $30 million to put towards syringes, but you don't have anything for the black community that's like about 14%?
Yeah, well, them not giving us reparations has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money. And no politician has run for national office saying that they're actually going to give us reparation. Not even the black ones. It's not even on the Black Caucus agenda, reparations. And I don't think it has been in it for a long time. So,
well, actually, they have Sheila Jackson, Houston, Congressman Sheila Jackson. Miss Sheila Jackson, don't mean to mess up your title, but she, they have this bill they were trying to present where they develop a council.
Yeah, to talk about it,
study the history of it.
To study history.
Oh, and actually, it was something that Nancy Pelosi had came up with at first, and this white lady, I can't figure out who she is, but I gotta find her again. She dragged a mess out of Nancy Pelosi. She's like, girl, all you doing is talking. You're not doing anything.
Let's have a meeting to have a meeting about it, right? They didn't need a council to do it for the Jewish people. They didn't need a council to do it for the Asian people. They didn't need a council to do it for the Irish people. This country has paid out reparations numerous. By the way, we give Israel, the country of Israel, one of the most wealthiest countries in the world, billions of dollars every year and military equipment. Don't know why, but we can't figure out how to do something for the enslaved black people that built this country, right? And it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with we don't know how to give to come up with a calculation. I can put links in here with several people who've already come up with different ways of doing a calculation. That's not the issue. The issue is race in this country was created to divide this country, and they still need that divide. They do not want black people to find alignment with poor white people, because it's really about power, not about race. And if these two groups ever get together, it's a problem. And the way they separate it is to make sure that there's a leg up that the guy in Mississippi who votes against his interests every year can say he still won up over the black guy that lived down the street. And they wouldn't be able to do that if they put in reparations. So it's just not going to happen, because it has nothing to do with money. It just has to do with they don't want groups to actually find alignment, in my opinion.
I just feel like all they're doing is destroying themselves. Like literally, I mean, they're destroying themselves. They're not even helping their own.
Yes, they are. But their own is wealthy white men. That's their own. That is the own. It's about power. It's about class.
Dirty, wealthy white men.
Yeah. They are absolutely helping their own. Why is it that the NFL has 70% black people that make it successful in every aspect, and there isn't one black owner, no minority black owners of any significance? You get a fraction over a fraction, and no head coach. It's about power. It's about power. It's not about it. They don't care about your racial stuff. They can look at you and say, this is mine. And they want to always keep that power dynamic there. And there are certain tools that have been very successful since the beginning of this country, and they're not letting those tools go.
I just feel like, I mean, they still destroying themselves. I mean, they're not. It's like, I mean, look at the world. The world just going to shits all directions, and it's like, and you worried about black people?
Yeah, they are.
Like that's your.
Yeah, they always have been.
That's your focus, your dream. You wake up, you dream black people during the day, the night, while you eat. It's like with all this going on, we still don't be talking about them like this. This is probably the most I probably talk about white people with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people power.
Not white people, but as far as like how they even just treat themselves. And then
because they look at our situation and they say, if they were in our situation, they know what they would have done. They would have been burned this place down.
Right.
And so they're fearful of that. And they've always been fearful of that. They rewrote, they do this whole whitewashing of history. Our ancestors did not sit there and take slavery kindly. Okay. Right. They were fighting back. Back. And when they got ready, it got time when they were 13 colonies, and they got time. It came time to fight, and the British said, "Hey, we'll free y'all if you come fight for us." Guess what? They ran off and fought for them. Go read this about Scott in the writing of the Star Spangled Banner. When he's talking about those rockets bursting in airs, there were black soldiers in red coats attaching that fort, and that song has been edited because in the song it says that, and they took that part out the song. The atrocity that gave the whole motivation behind that song was those black people coming towards that fort, and they fighting against us, and so that's what made them do the Willie Lynch stuff. That's why Haiti is still a country that we can't do full business with today, because they fought for their freedom back in the 1800s against the France. Now we know slavery was wrong. That happened way back when, and we still won't give them their full rights. They really, really are obsessed with we will never be fully partake in freedoms here. Period. And they built that in from the slave patrols to the black code to policing to mass incarceration to redlining to burning down our cities, to putting our cities up under lakes, Lake Lanier and Lake, I forget the other lake in Alabama. I mean, everywhere we've done anything to make it, they have literally destroyed it. Literally.
But they destroy their own stuff because they they didn't have.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They destroy their own stuff. It's like I mean, I can at least have some respect if you're destroying us because you're building something better. But it's like you're destroying your own ish and you're just miserable. So you picking on people instead of just fixing your ish and leaving people alone and let them deal with their stuff. Because it's better if we all work together than apart.
No, the wealthy don't say it that way. It's about class. It's about class. It is not better.
Because the wealthy is going to need somebody to take care of the stuff that they don't want to take care of.
Exactly. They don't want everybody on their level. I mean, no, they need somebody to do the work. You know,
but they don't have to turn people into slaves to do it. That's the point. It's like,
oh yeah, they do to get higher profits.
How high profits do you need?
As much as they can get. I mean, listen, there is no number that's big enough. As long as I got more than you, more than the next rich guy. That's the number that's needed.
But you have all these profits, you have all this money, and you have no land. Your land is sour. You ain't got food to eat. You done ran off all the animals. You ran off all the people.
Oh, they plan on going to Mars and leaving us, but they can't operate them ships and everything without us. So we coming with them when they go to Mars. We going there where they at. We can't let them be by themselves no more. Bad things happen when they by themselves.
They're gonna leave Earth, and that's the thing. You leaving Earth to go to Mars.
Oh yeah, they messed
They
it
leaving
up.
Not you specifically, but they leaving Earth to go to Mars. Boy, I tell you. Yo, what's up? Yo, shout out to everyone that came and chimed in with us tonight. Appreciate all the comments. Shout out to People of Arms and Outdoors. Shout out to Ro, like always. Lynette, shout out to you. And shout out to Crystal. She over here kikiing in the background.
Yeah, they killed off the buffalo. I'm looking at the comments. Killed off the buffalo. I mean, took the Native Americans' land, told them it ain't theirs because they didn't have a deed. Come on, bro, and sent them to some rocks. Sent them to places you can't even grow nothing, and then told them you can't grow unless we give you permission. You can't do a business, or you cannot develop your land unless the United States government gives you permission.
Boy, if they were as smart as they think they were, this whole world would be beautiful with the knowledge that we have. Like, this whole world would be beautiful. They'd be living in just all types of luxury.
Yeah,
but
their ancestors didn't come up like our ancestors.
Y'all did it.
So it's all us that has is melanin in our skin. We grew up in places where there was abundance of stuff. That lack of melanin, they grew up in places where it was a lack of stuff, and that killed or be eaten mentality is what was there. They were in places where it really, really was not. There was a lack of resources, and so being nice to my fellow man is to my detriment. That's how their ancestors grew up. It's very different than ours. We may not like Matumbo over there across the river, but as long as he stay across the river, Matumbo, we all right. We may fight every now and then on the edges, but then I go back on my side. I wasn't trying to eat you today. You know what I'm saying? It's very different. I'm pick some berries and kill off a couple animals on the way back home and have dinner.
All types of fruit. All types of meat.
Yeah.
You talk about a feast.
Yeah.
They have feasts for real.
Yeah, we came up very, very differently. That's very different than fighting somebody because I got to eat today, because there's nothing left on my land. So I mean, that's in their DNA. That's how they took over the world. They're actually a minority on the planet, but they took over the world, being ruthless.
So,
I wait a lot.
maybe we should be paying attention to the history.
It's a lot. That's why they're trying to rewrite it again.
That's crazy. Like, I'm just like, how you gonna rewrite history when you're doing it every day?
Yeah. They're not even hiding it. They told you we taking these books out. We're not talking about this stuff no more. Y'all migrated to the United States of America. This is immigration. When y'all black people came out. It already say that in some of the history.
So they just gonna rewrite the white their people history too, who said they own slaves and all the other stuff.
Oh yeah.
They gotta rewrite everything.
Yeah. They leave out most of it. They leave out most of that stuff.
You know what? I see. This is why. White people are very creative at coming up with stories about investigations and discovering the truth and all the other stuff. They probably got a lot of hidden stuff that they just been lied to about.
Yeah. So we've been being row. We've been finding some of their history, and there's actually article after article. Hey, what's going on, Crystal? There's actually article after article about the stuff they've done. It's just terrible on PBS. You can go. It's on PBS. History of white people, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. They don't want that taught in school.
We slaves, and they the ones mad at the history.
Yeah, they mad at it.
Like, how you mad? And we the slaves.
Yeah, I don't want you talking about my granddaddy wouldn't let you go to a university, and he immortalized in this picture, this black and white color picture. You know what? That's what's so funny. They always show the civil rights in black and white. Y'all know we had color. I think that's on purpose, right? There was colored film there. They try to make it look like it's older than what it is.
I don't know if we could have.
Eminem invented hip hop. Yep. Yep.
Right.
When they get finished, he's gonna be the greatest rapper alive. He invented it.
Just be making up shit. Oh Lord. Just be
What's
making it up.
Our children are strong enough to deal with this racism out in the world, but their children ain't strong enough to go to school and hear about it. Now just think about that for a second.
That's what I'm saying. How are you gonna be the cruel person? You're the one that has the slaves, and you're more worried about them knowing that you had slaves than us knowing that we were slaves.
Right.
You can't handle the fact. Oh, that's what it is. They can't handle because black folks be like, don't be talking like that. I ain't your slave, bitch. We the same generation. Yeah. Slave who? See, this generation didn't get whooping, so they don't know.
It's the participation trophy age, so everybody wins.
Oh Lord,
we can't put no negativity out there. Everybody too sensitive.
Yeah. All right. People said, well, yeah.
Hey y'all, is she gonna fire me today? I talked about a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, we're gonna have to bring that conversation to the panel. We're gonna have to have a panel on that because I didn't even need to chime in on that one. I was like, okay. But you know what? As long as you hung in there, so you hung in there, then you tapped out a little bit. You had to go take care of business, but you let them know I'm still here though. But yeah, we're a little bit over time. Thank you very much for all the good positive feedback in regards to the show tonight, y'all. Yo, what's up with Sweetie C and Mr. That's What I Said. Till next time, it's Sweetie C. Yo, now what? Talk to you later.
All right, everybody be safe.
Take care.